I call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Public Works this Tuesday, December 2nd of 2025. First on the agenda, we have messages from board members. Do we have any messages from the board?
I'd just like to wish our fearless leader, Adam Wason, a very happy birthday today.
You're lucky I'm not much of a singer, or I'd break out into song.
Left me quite the voicemail. I won't make you all listen to it.
All right. Next, we have appeals. Under appeals, we have noise appeal for 1015 West Cottage Grove Avenue.
Good evening, Anadina Castamanian from City of Bloomington Legal Department for BPD. This appeal is in regards to a noise citation that was issued on October 31st, 2025. Shortly before midnight, Officer Dunn was dispatched to an area based on an initial weapons call because of possible gunshots near the area of Diamond and Cottage Grove. Officer Dunn was in the area. He began walking down Cottage Grove, at which point he encountered people walking, and he then encountered a party where he could hear and see party going on. Other officers went inside where the party was located to clear the party, and Officer Dunn had a chance to speak with the appellant outside. The party was located at 1015 West Cottage Grove, Bloomington, Indiana, 47404. At this point, noise citation 40481 was issued to Ailey Gomez, the appellant, and we believe that the appeal should be upheld. Under Bloomington Municipal Code 14.09.010, it states that it's declared to be a public policy of the city to prohibit unreasonable, unnecessary, excessive, and offensive noise from all sources subject to its police power. Above certain level, noise is detrimental to the health, welfare, safety, comfort, and repose of the citizenry, and in the public interest shall be systematically regulated. It's under 14.09030, it's additionally unlawful for any person to cause or make unreasonable noise or to allow any unreasonable noise to be caused or made in any real or personal property occupied or controlled by that person. Under our facts here, in the written appeal, Mrs. Gomez stated, "I'm currently on crutches and I have been for about a month due to a broken foot, which made it extremely difficult for me to move around my own house and manage the situation." Mrs. Gomez admitted to and allowed unreasonable noise to occur on her property in violation of Bloomington Municipal Code 14.09.030 by failing to control the persons that were on her property and inside her home. As stated in the beginning, that officers had to go in and clear the party while Officer Dunn himself was talking with her. So the citation was issued to Ms. Gomez, and she was verified by Officer Dunn to be the occupant at the property. And so we hope that the city would, and we're asking the staff recommendation that BPD, that Board of Public Works upholds this citation, because the noise that was created on the property did not fall with any enumerated exemption under the Bloomington Municipal Code, section 14.09040. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you. I think we'll hold questions. We can hear from the appellant now.
Thank you.
Thanks. And if you'll just state your name for our record.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ailey Gomez. I wanted to thank you all for taking the time to listen to me today. First and foremost, I will say that I'm extremely sorry for everything that happened, and I wouldn't be standing here if I believed that the situation was if I didn't believe that the situation was out of hand. As stated previously, on October 31st, I had a party with my friends, and it got out of control. There was a lot of people there that I didn't invite, which I stated to the officer when he arrived. The initial complaint wasn't really because of the noise that was occurring in the party, despite there being a lot of people that I didn't invite. It was because, like they stated, there was gunshots. I had no idea that there was anything occurring like that. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that that had happened. When the officer arrived, I was actively trying to escort people out of the house, but as they stated previously, I was in crutches, so it was kind of hard for me to get these people out of my house. There was so many people in the house that I couldn't even walk, so I had to get some of my friends, the ones that I knew, to help me kind of get out, and I was already at the door when the officer arrived. And like I said, it was just very hard. When the officers arrived, I invited them inside of the house so that they could help get everyone out, because like I said, I didn't invite 90% of those people. I was surprised to have so many people there. But the crutches incident had occurred 2 weeks prior to the party. That was the reason why we had it there. It wasn't intended to be a noisy party. It was just meant to have friends over and just have a good time. So with that, I mean, I'm still suffering, recovering from the injury. It was obviously my fault because it was in my property. I shouldn't have allowed that many people to get in, but at the same time, it's hard for one person to escort like over 50 people out of one small house. I know that these situations are very hard to kind of go against what has already been decided, because there's obviously rules and regulations that one must follow as a citizen, which I completely agree to. But in my defense, it's kind of hard for me to control so many people at once, especially having such a big, disability, I would say. So like I said, in terms of the gunshots, I have no idea who did that. I would never condone anything like that. I think that's a disruption to not only myself, but my neighbors, and I don't think that that's something okay to do. I wasn't even aware until the officer came and let me know that that was going on. In terms of the noise, the party wasn't really what caused the issue. It was more, like I said, the gunshots. But again, I didn't invite those people, and it was really hard for me to control the situation. But thank you all for listening to me today.
Thank you. All right, questions from the board?
I wouldn't mind hearing from the officer.
Good evening. My name is Officer Connor Dunn, and I'm a police officer with the Bloomington Police Department.
The only question I really have for you is the citations tonight, I just want to clarify, is about excessive noise. We are not making any kind of ruling on any kind of facts in relationship to gunfire. Is that correct?
The reason for my citation is because of the unreasonable music noise that I heard emanating from the address on the citation that would disturb someone of normal temperance in that area, which was a residential area. There was an active party going on when I arrived, and I heard the music from that.
And in general, or not in general, can you estimate how far away you were from the property when you first heard the noise?
I know that I heard the loud noise from at least the sidewalk or public area.
Okay.
I would have to guess a bit if I were to say more than that, however.
Okay. That's all the only questions I have.
Any other questions from the board? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, is there a motion on this item?
I move that we deny the noise appeal at 1015 West Cottage Grove Avenue.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard? Aye. Motion passes.
I'd just like to add, however, that I'm really impressed by you coming to speak your voice, and you have a lot of maturity for coming to the meeting to share your side of the story. I really appreciate you showing up and doing that, and I think you may have been in an unfortunate situation where you bit off more than you can chew, so to say, and there are obviously rules and policies that need to be filed, but I would really commend you for coming and speaking so clearly with us. Thanks.
I was going to say something similar, so thank you. Thank you to the officer.
Thank you. All right, next up is petitions and remonstrances. If anyone would like to make a public comment on anything that is not on the agenda this evening, now is the opportunity to do so. If you're on Zoom, you can use the raised hand function or the chat function to let us know you'd like to make a comment. And if you are in the room, you may approach the microphone. Seeing none. Next, we have the consent agenda. Under the consent agenda is the minutes for September 9th of 2025, minutes from September 23rd of 2025, outdoor lighting service agreement with Duke Energy for North Eagleson Avenue between Law Lane and East 10th Street, Resolution 2025-085, Honey Brew, Resolution 2025-086, Declaration of Fleet Surplus 2025, Memorandum of Understanding between Monroe County Health Department and City of Bloomington Fire Department, Amendment 1 to contract with 4U Lawn and Landscape, service agreement with PEI Maintenance for upgrade of 3 Fuel Master FMUs to Fuel Master Live, and payroll. Do we have any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda this evening? Any public comments on anything within the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we, sorry, I just had a total brain shut down. I move that we approve the consent agenda for tonight's meeting of December 2nd, 2025.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have new business. First under new business is lane and sidewalk closure for street cut at Arlington Multifamily Development.
Director, you're going to get a lot from me tonight. We have several staff with the snow and everything that had some complications, so I'm presenting quite a few of the items. And so on behalf of Kyle Baugh in the engineering department, he's been working with Meyer Najum on this lane shift for Arlington Road adjacent to the project at 1320 West Arlington. They need to add sanitary and storm upgrades and do their water tap for the site. They're going to have traffic control in place early spring, estimated to be between March 2nd and June 16th. This is, instead of any type of lane closure, they're going to be shifting traffic and trying to maintain it that way. So this is up to, for up to about 3 weeks of this implementation, and they'll keep staff up to speed on exactly when they're going to be starting on that one. Happy to answer any questions on this.
All right. Any questions from the board on this item?
Oh, and sorry, let me clarify. The 3 weeks is to put up signage prior to when it starts, so the residents in the area know when it's coming. So that's the 3 week, but this will be March 2nd through June 16th for the lane shift.
Any public comments on this item? Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve lane and sidewalk closure for street cut at Arlington Multifamily Development.
Second.
All right, I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have lane and sidewalk closure on Indiana Avenue for Duke Energy.
Hello, Zach Bell, Engineering. Duke Energy is requesting 3 weeks of single lane and sidewalk closures on Indiana Avenue, traveling north from East Cottage Grove to East 13th Street. This request is to accommodate the installation of new light poles and LEDs in multiple locations along Indiana Avenue. The traffic control would be in place from January 24th to February 12th, 2026.
Questions from the board on this item?
The street is a one-way street. Is that right? Or am I?
To a certain point.
To a
yes.
certain point, yes.
Right, yeah, I'd have to look to tell you the exact details on it, but I know that.
10th,
Street,
okay.
It changes, so,
So the lanes, we'll still have two-way traffic here.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it would be flaggers if it was two ways. If it's one way, it would just be a lane restriction with the merger.
Yeah, so north of 10th Street is where Indiana goes back to two-way there, and so
Right.
this is north of there, up at Cottage Grove towards 13th under the railroad underpass there. So they'll be flagging in that kind of one-lane configuration, right?
Yes, they submitted an MOT, and it's on file in EPL. A standard application is what they submitted.
Great, thank you.
Is this work weather dependent at all, the installing the light poles? I'm just
I
wondering.
would say
if-
that it could be affected by it, but I wouldn't say it's as weather dependent as maybe like sidewalk work or something.
Okay, but there could be a little bit of movement on the dates.
Yes, I would anticipate that would be possible.
Okay, thanks.
And I'll just say, when Duke does these on streets like this, they're going to use a full traffic management. They have pretty robust traffic management systems that they put out there, so.
and in that same line, I'm assuming that they're doing most of this work during the day and not in the evening?
Correct.
That the plan is just regular working hours, just thinking about athletics, traffic,
Yep.
and the ways that those patterns, might be affected, but it sounds like there probably won't be many conflicts with that because of daytime work hours, not weekend.
Right, yeah,
work.
at the most, it would be 10 hours in a day. They would generally start at around 7, so wrapping up at 5 at the latest,
And we
most
can let
likely.
them, I think the only real athletic impacts would be about home basketball.
Right.
So we can just
That
give
was-
them a heads up on it.
That was
any of those
brought
dates.
up at the previous meeting, and I've made contact.
Awesome.
And so the sidewalk would be open during those times that they're not working?
No, this sidewalk closure would be, so this is a request for the sidewalk closures also. So they would be, like if the light pole was there or the electric pole was there, they would do a short duration closure in that area and set up a detour.
Okay, so they're only having to close the sidewalk when they're actually actively in that space?
Correct, yeah, they are not taking out sidewalk panels or anything like that. This would just be to divert people while they're working, over the sidewalk or like directly adjacent to it.
That's good, because that's the other time when we'll see a lot of traffic is just
Yes.
pedestrians heading to the athletic complex. All right. Any other questions on this item? Any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
All right. Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve lane and sidewalk closure on Indiana Avenue for Duke Energy.
Second?
All right, I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have sidewalk closure on Woodburn Avenue for Service Solutions.
All right. I have this listed as take-on in the staff report. I just want to clarify that it's like a subcontractor relationship. So that was my fault. I did not do that correctly. So just take-on is requesting a one-week sidewalk closure at 1118 North Woodburn Avenue for sidewalk removal and replacement. Work is weather dependent and will occur during the next good weather window for concrete work.
Thank you. Questions on this item?
I guess just a matter of process. Are we good still holding motion with Service Solutions rather than changing it to take on?
What we'll do is we can state in the minutes to amend the contract, or amend the item to take on, or we can approve it as Service Solutions. Are they the parent company?
Service Solutions is the applicant.
Okay.
The representative, Brian King, the confusion comes from his email as take-on. I'm assuming that he is working as a subcontractor, his company take-on, but Service Solutions is the applicant.
Is the applicant.
Oh,
So we'll read it as Service Solutions, as they will be the one, the permit holder
Great.
for this.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry for that confusion.
No problem.
All right, any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
All right, seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the sidewalk closure on Woodburn Avenue for Service Solutions.
Second.
I will call the roll. Crone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next is contract with CGR Services for bus stop shelter installation for ESD.
Hello, hi. My name is Sean Mia. I'm the Assistant Director of Sustainability for the Economic and Sustainable Development Department. ESD issued an RFP for bus stop shelter installation services and has selected CGR Services as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder.
Thank you. Questions on this item? I just had a clarifying question, since we have a lot of information in the packet.
Yes.
I was looking at it, and I wasn't at the work session, so I apologize. It may have been discussed. For shelter number 5, which I think it's depicted on page 139 of the packet, I couldn't quite tell, is it up against a multi-use path? It like sits between a wall and I think it's probably a multi-use path.
Which page again? Sorry.
It's page 139 on the packet. It's East Rogers Road and Winding Brook.
There's a pad that's already there right next to the wall, and so it'll be placed right there on the pad that's already existing, so it won't block the sidewalk or anything.
Yeah, I was just making sure that that was a walking path that's right there, that's depicted in the image.
To the right of that truck.
Yes, it sits between the truck and the pad.
Yeah, that's the
That's
path.
the multi-use path.
That's the new multi-use path, the retaining wall that was rebuilt, I think, as part of the project that put the multi-use path in 2 years ago or so.
Yeah,
And so this will sit off behind, what would be to the north of that path?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
before
Yeah.
you kind of go down the hill.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I just wanted to confirm that that's what I was looking at. Just
When it's
imagining.
you really got to zoom in to realize where it's sitting.
Yeah, it's kind of an optical illusion in the photo.
Right. Yeah.
Very good, thank you. Any other questions? One second. All right. Any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
All right. Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with CGR Services for the bus stop shelter installation for ESD.
Second.
All right, I'll call the roll. Crone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next up is contract with Corson for security camera replacement at parking garages.
All right, you get me the rest of the night. So this is for the Parking Services Division. We need to replace the cameras in the Morton Street and Walnut Street parking garages. And so at Morton Street, we're going to replace we're removing 48 cameras, and there's specific information on which type we'll be replacing those with. And then in the Walnut Street garage, it's going to be 32 cameras. This is a total cost for both garages at $101,973.38, and this would be with Corson Fire and Security.
Thank you.
The other cameras have just reached useful life, basically. The technologies are kind of outdated, and so these will be upgraded to current technology.
Questions from the board? Any public comments on this item?
Excuse me.
None on Zoom.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with Corson for security camera replacement at parking garages.
Second.
All right, I'll call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have contract with Zephyr for parking garages.
All right, Adam Wason again. Zephyr is a payment portal for our monthly parking garage customers. So this is a monthly subscription with a $4,000 startup fee, and we will be implementing this for 2026. And total amount is $4,000. Oh, and then they have the monthly subscription and credit card fee transactions included as well.
Questions from the board on this item?
Adam, this is more out of curiosity than anything else. Does this software, does it communicate directly with the card readers in the garage? Or is there some sort?
This is just for our monthly customers. So it's not the same system that's going to be processed at the pay stations. This is slightly different.
Okay. But monthly parkers have a magnetic card.
Yes.
Does it talk directly to that software?
Yes.
Or
Okay, I see what you're saying. So I think that's the Amano system that manages the actual subscriptions to the card. Yes,
Great.
those will still interact the same way. There shouldn't be any hiccups with the system updating that you're current and can use the garage, et cetera. Yeah. And now I see what you're asking.
Okay. Thank you.
I mentioned, or I asked Jess in the work session yesterday what this was replacing. If you could just speak to that so it's in the notes for the
Yeah, so
actual
we've
meeting,
been
please.
doing this more manually lately with the Square type payment processing. This will be a little bit more automated, something that we can be a little more efficient with. It was probably a year or so we had to make we had to make a switch over to the Square for some, I can't remember the exact reason that they had at that time, but so this will be something that replaces that.
Great, thank you.
Any public comments on this?
None on Zoom.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with Zephyr for parking garages.
Second.
All right, I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have contract with Strausser Construction for sanitation break room.
Yes, Adam Wason again. So we are looking to make some upgrades, give a little better work environment for the staff down at the sanitation garage, give them a little more space in a break room area. We solicited bids on this, and based on the architectural drawings we had put together, Strausser Construction was the low bidder at $63,275, and we request your approval on that.
Thank you. Questions from the board?
This is remodeling inside an existing structure, right?
Yeah, we're gonna add, it knocks down part of a wall that will lead into some extra space to expand the area they've got right now. When we've got, at the end of the day, full crew in there, there's not a seat for everybody really.
Oh,
So, just trying to continue to improve the work environment there.
Great, thank you.
And did these quotes come back within the range that you were anticipating?
They were within budget and what we thought to be reasonable and good.
Any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
Is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with Strausser Construction for the sanitation break room.
Second.
All right, I'll call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next is contract with E&B Paving for South Walnut Street paving project.
Yes, Adam Wason again. So we're awarding several bids here. This is for a South Walnut Street paving project. This will be from South Walnut to East Grimes Lane, and then we are also doing a couple of the offshoots there, West Dodge Street from Bridge to Walnut Street and East College Avenue from Bridge to Walnut Street. If you wonder, there is an East College Avenue that's kind of behind that old brick building at Hillside and College. It's a section I never really knew about, that it was actually part of college. But anyway, so we had bids. We opened up the other day on November 17th, and EMB Paving was determined to be the lowest bidder with the amount of $186,750. I'll also just note, we're going to get some new paving data in, but over the last couple paving seasons, I think we'll have some data to show that they've been some of the best paving seasons we've had on record in some time. There's a couple different reasons for that, with getting some outside funding, some one-time funding, but some of those roadway investments are really starting to pay off, and we're hopefully going to see that in the ratings that we're going to get back here soon. So all good stuff in terms of updating the transportation network.
All right,
Happy to answer questions.
any questions from the board? Any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
All right, seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with E&B Paving for the South Walnut Street paving project.
Second.
All right, I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have contract with E&B Paving for the South Henderson Street paving project.
Yep, so this is again, another street division paving project from South Henderson Street from East 3rd all the way down to Hillside. So a large section of Henderson there through the Bryant Park neighborhood and up towards campus. Bids came in on the 17th of November again, and E&B was again determined to be the lowest bidder at $193,290.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this? So this stretch includes it seems like it's still relatively new, but maybe it's been there for a while, the reconfiguration of the bike lane.
Between 2nd and 3rd? Yes.
Yes.
That'll get just new pavement. though.
Okay, so it'll be
We're not-
maintaining the same
Yes.
structure, it just gets a new layer.
Yeah, so whenever we're just doing a basic paving project, the standard is that you would upgrade any ADA ramps that don't meet current standards, but otherwise for this, it's just basic pavement maintenance. We're not getting into the, any side path, sidewalk, big improvements like that. This is
Okay.
just pavement.
Very good. All right. Any other questions? No. Any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
All right. Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with E&B Paving for the South Henderson Street paving project.
Second.
All right, I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have contract with the E&B Paving for Downtown Alley renovation project.
Yeah, so in our continued efforts to upgrade and all of our downtown alleys that have needed it, this project will be milling and resurfacing several areas of downtown alleys. There are some curb ramp modifications as well as one area with some guardrail in downtown alleys. So the locations, most of these you would not really know unless you've delivered pizzas in town, but they are in the area mostly between College and Walnut, 7th to 11th. So there's different sections that have been upgraded over time by either private development or other projects. And so this is going to be, I'll just list them out, but it's the north-south alley, 10th Street to the half a block south of 11th. So back in the day, behind the old Mad Mushroom Pizza location, as you would go up the hill there's a section that needs to be improved.
I want this entire list to be based on previous locations.
Yes, we can do that. Yes, the historical restaurant that used to be there for each of these. So we'll be behind Mars and Jake's and the old Atlas Bar, or no, Mars, Jake's, what else was it there? Anyway, I won't humor just myself here. I'll just tell you where we're going. East-west alleys on College from 8th to 9th, and then the north-south alley half block from 7th to 8th. So kind of there behind Kilroy's and Taco Bell in that area. So E&B again was the low bid on this project at $311,575. Milestone also put in a bid in the amount of $383,044. So asking that we award this to E&B Paving to improve downtown alleys.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this item? Any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with E&B Paving for the downtown alley renovation project.
Second.
All right, I'll call the roll. Crone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next, we have contract with E&B Paving for Kirkwood Brick Paver Project.
Yes, Adam Wason again. So this is a project to replace broken brick pavers on East Kirkwood Avenue from North Indiana Avenue to North Walnut Street. We opened bids on November 17th again, and the only bidder was E&B Paving in the amount of $491,600. So just some background here. The original brick pavers on Kirkwood are circa about 1998 with the Big Dig projects, and then some developments over time have had to take them out, put them back in, et cetera. But it's the Kirkwood Avenue sections that originally this year we were budgeting just to do full replacements from Indiana to Dunn and then around the library block with some traditional concrete sidewalk there. That contract didn't work out with the low bidder on that, and we started to rethink, what's the best way to truly get the most impact for the whole corridor. There's quite a few different trip hazards related to tree roots. This is obviously one of the, I don't know if there's a heavier pedestrian area in the city on a regular basis. So we decided we would go for a maintenance project that would serve the whole corridor from Indiana to Walnut, removing all the trip hazards that currently exist. And we expect that to be at least probably 5, but we're hoping a full 10-year at least investment on those pavers to keep Kirkwood in good shape while we kind of really take the time with the community to think about the whole future of Kirkwood and everything else. So this is going to be a good project for pedestrian safety downtown, and again, asking you approve it in the amount of $491,600 to E&B Paving.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this item?
You may not know the answer to this, but do you know if the plan would be to do a block at a time, both the north and south sidewalks, or do the entire north sidewalk all along the corridor and then come back and do the entire south sidewalk?
They're definitely going to stage and work with the property owners on timing and things like that, but it's not necessarily that they're going to do a whole, there are some areas that they're not going to really do any work at all. There's no hazards. It's in good shape. What we did was go block by block and identify areas that, knew needed a trip hazard removed. So it's not necessarily that they'll be doing big sections on each side of the road. The other thing we would make sure is that anytime they're working on the south side of the street in a block, that they're not working on the north side of the street for pedestrian access. So if they have to close a section, we're going to need to detour them somewhere. So coordination on this one will be quite busy, and we'll make sure we work with all those property owners.
Okay, thank you.
I remember this project coming before us when we had bids for just a change in the surface. But I don't remember, was it a price issue, like it exceeded, or was it just a construction capacity issue was more the problem at that time?
We had awarded the contract to a contractor that we then, I can't think of if it was it wasn't, can't think of the term, if we revoked the contract
I think
or
it
not.
was
For lack of better terms,
revocation.
we either revoked or canceled the contract in agreement with the contractor to say, we didn't think the project was going to be as successful as it needed to be. You are correct. We were going to move to more of a stamped concrete look with a herringbone design brick like make it look like real brick. But then as we even thought about it more, those bricks are pretty iconic and what people think about with Kirkwood a lot. So this is a good project to maintain and continue forward, remove the trip hazards, and then over time with the community really decide what we want to do with Kirkwood. I think that answered your question.
Yeah, it did. It did. So then going forward, I mean, this obviously, when the project is freshly done, things will be great.
Yeah.
As we have the occasional
Tree growth
loose
or-
brick
yeah.
that inevitably happens, that is just built into the regular maintenance budget as we've been kind of dealing
Yep.
with it up to this point.
Yes, and one of the things this is actually going to do is re-up our inventory of bricks. Just with replacement over time, from 1998, we've run pretty low on those. The other thing this is going to do is really stabilize a lot of the areas where they come loose and maybe become more attractive to
Yes.
take. We won't even go there, but you know where I'm headed.
Once one goes, the rest of them are all.
So they'll, in any area that they're going to make an improvement, they're going to pull everything out, get the aggregate out, really reset, they put some type of epoxy underneath even before they set. So it'll be a full kind of replacement of sections at a time.
Okay, very good. Any other questions on this item? Any public comments on this item?
None on Zoom.
Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve the contract with E&B Paving for the Kirkwood Brick Paver Project.
Second.
All right, I'll call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next up is staff reports and other business.
All right, we've gone longer than we normally do. I'll try to be quick here. Just want to thank the crews down at Street, Fleet, Sanitation, Police, Fire, all of our other partners that were out in the snow last night. Had our crews working overnight into the wee morning hours and throughout the morning, getting our roads all clear. I think they did a really excellent job with getting those down to surface, making sure everybody could get where they needed to be, even though schools weren't in person today. So big shout out to them. Sanitation was still out 4:30 this morning, hitting the roads to collect, and Street Division, I think we did a full call-in, I think around 7:15-ish last night when they kept saying it would start around 9 or maybe 10 and then 6 o'clock and just kind of rolled in a little bit quicker. And so just great effort down there. They do a great job and trying to make sure everybody can travel safely. So thanks to all the crews that were out today, both Public Works and beyond. It doesn't go unnoticed and we appreciate all that work. So thank you.
Thanks. Next up, we have approval of claims. Are there any questions from the board on claims? All right. Any public comments on claims?
None on Zoom.
All right. Seeing none, is there a motion?
I move that we approve claims tonight in the amount of $2,087,115.30.
Second.
All right, I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Roach?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. And seeing as there's nothing else on the agenda, I will call for adjournment.